Mostly like I said on the forum, like my hero pool. I feel like I'm just playing too many heroes, and I don't really know how to pick who to like main. But I also
Yep.
feel like I've hit a really hard wall. I started playing Overwatch last like November, I think, and I hit Diamond within my first like month and a half, 2 months of playing, and I have not moved since then. Um, so I feel like I got there because I was good at other video games, and like I haven't learned to be good at Overwatch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Makes total sense. Okay, so what got you interested in Overwatch in the first place? Because obviously you're still relatively new to the game.
I like kind of just didn't have any other PvP games that I enjoyed anymore, and my girlfriend has played Overwatch since it like launched, so that's kind of just why I got into it.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. And why DPS specifically?
I originally played all three roles, but I think that I I just don't enjoy playing support, and I do like tank, but I feel like tank just kind of sucks right now to play. So I just kind of stick with DPS. I feel like it's just a little like more enjoyable, I guess, to play
Sure,
DPS most of the time.
sure, sure. It says in your form that you chose Widow Sojourn. Is that still the case, or has that changed?
I don't know about Sojourn, but definitely Widow.
Okay.
I definitely want to stick with Widow. That's the VOD I sent you. I play Widow a lot in that one too.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. So you're trying to figure out your hero pool right now. So what is your hero pool right now?
I have it. I can see the characters I played. So this season, I have 2 hours or more on Tracer, Widow, Soldier, Ashe, Genji, Reaper, and Bastion. And I just think that's too many characters.
It really is. It really is. It really is. I guess here's the tricky thing. It's like you're still relatively new to the game, and I think there's a lot of value in novelty where you just try different things until you find what you really, really like, right? I think that takes time to figure out, right? However, at some point, you want to be able to hone your skills if your goal is ranking up. So I guess if you like the characters that you play and you want to rank up, then you're going to need to be able to find like what characters do you want to rank up with, right? So
Yeah.
based off of your gut instinct, if you were to pick three, should be good. Yeah. So three, what would those three be?
Oh, I originally was thinking like Widow, Tracer, and Soldier, but I have heard from other people that that's like not a great idea.
Widow, Tracer, Soldier? What were
Yeah.
other people saying?
Mostly just that Widow and Tracer are both so difficult and so different that like I'm kind of crippling myself.
Okay. Okay. Now, what's your goal with Overwatch? You want to rank up, and you want to play characters that you enjoy while you're ranking up, right?
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking is a better hero pool then?
I was also thinking like I definitely want Widow. I was thinking maybe like Widow, Ashe, and then like Reaper.
Okay.
Because I think
okay.
that Widow and Ashe are both very similar, and then Reaper is kind of like a flex pick that's a little easier to play.
Sure, sure. The challenge is that like you want something that complements your strengths. In other words, like you want a character that has strengths that are different than Widowmaker's, but that isn't so. But like picking something that's entirely different is gonna. It's not like there's like total different skill set, but a very very different skill set, right? That's the problem that you were saying with the Widow Tracer. Now I'm gonna be honest with you though. The most important thing when it comes to picking hero pool is picking characters that you actually enjoy playing. So anyone who's told you that a Widow, Tracer, Soldier hero pool is not good is smoking something. It's going to be hard, but if your goal is like long-term progress and long-term improvement, the most important thing is to pick characters that you like playing. Nothing's harder than playing a character just because it's meta or because it's good, but you don't enjoy playing it all that much, right? Like if you're like, I like Tracer better than Ashe, then play Tracer. Play Tracer. And after like, let's say, we give you a few weeks of practice and you're like, Tracer seems really hard. I'm not having as much fun grinding her. Maybe I want to pick up Ashe. Okay, fine. Cross that road when you get there. But I would not steer away from characters just because they're hard to play.
Okay.
Would not do that at all. Now, if you like Ashe a lot and you like Ashe as much as Tracer and you're like, it might make more sense for me to go Widow, Ashe, Reaper for right now, that's okay. But just keep that in mind. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do you spend your time in Overwatch? Because it says nearly every day, but not for more than 2 to 3 hours. So how does that usually go?
I have 560 hours right now in Overwatch, and 510 of those hours are comp.
Okay, good.
So
Do
that's
you have a
like
warm-up
pretty much
routine?
all I do.
Do you warm up?
It depends. Usually, yes, but not like a crazy amount.
Are you on console, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So console won't have a mode called try hard free for all, but console will have unranked deathmatch, and console will have Vaxta, which if you're a hit scan player can be really helpful. So have you heard of either of those? I mean, obviously I'm sure you've heard of deathmatch.
Yeah, I've done deathmatch. And then I for Widow, I do the there's like a custom game that's like Widow headshot only deathmatch.
Yeah, not a fan of
I
that
do
one as
that.
much because it's
Oh,
your
okay.
only. Well, it's not a waste of time, but it's not optimal because the problem is that you're only shooting widows. You're only
Oh, that's
shooting
a good
widows,
point, yeah.
and you're only shooting widows in the head. Whereas something like this is tougher for sure, right? But you're even getting rewarded for body shots, which is not a bad thing, right? Ignore my aim here, right? So this is what you want to spend more time on if you're just going to be grinding brainlessly. And then if you actually want to get better at dueling with the character, or you really want like your best form, this is going to be the way to go. Now, if you're like Masters or Grandmaster Plus, Deathmatch might be not quite as good because the matchmaking makes it so it's like you're basically beating up on plats. But for right now, you're probably fine. And what this does is you're going to get a lot of reps of like actually dueling people up close, mid range, long range, and so on. Highly recommend this. Really, really good for your mechanics. Now you're talking about like I don't really have a warm-up routine. You don't necessarily need a long warm-up routine, but I would say everyone would benefit from 5 minutes of warming up. And either that Vaxta code, which let me give you the code here, Vaxta, or in Deathmatch. Now you might benefit from 10 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes, but you know it might depend day to day. But at the very least, I would check that box, the 5 minutes. Fair enough?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going here. So 5-minute warm up, and then immediately into ranked. Obviously, we talked about hero pool. Now, again, we didn't really come up with a conclusion with your hero pool. There's a reason for that. I want you to think about it. I want you to figure that one out. You want to definitely narrow down the characters, 2 to 3, somewhere where you want to aim, and pick the ones that you enjoy playing. Now, what are your long-term, short-term goals in Overwatch? My short-term goal is to reach Masters 5 by the end of Season 7. Long-term top 500, maybe content creator. Probably won't happen, though. Okay. What do you feel is holding back from improving? A little bit of everything. Mostly just having way too many heroes in my pool and not honing on any school or one playstyle. Okay. Sleep looks good. I don't really have anything else from your form. Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't know. Also, I'm trying to figure out, it's giving me an error saying I can't watch your stream because I'm voice chat on console.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if I can get it maybe on my phone instead.
Try that. You can also join Discord calls on the phone, and it actually works pretty well quality-wise.
On my phone, I have a different Discord account. This is the old Discord account I used to do coaching from you. I'll just send you a message and see if you can do that one.
Sounds good. Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha. Oh, wait a second. You're confusing me. You, Winston? I coached your Winston?
Yeah, that's when I was.
You were the Oasis Winston, right?
Yeah, I was super into tank, but now I'm just like I hit diamond on tank, but I don't know. I just like can't stand playing tank anymore.
Makes sense. I was kind of tough on you, was I not? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm cool. I've done sports my whole life, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's super weird. Okay, well, let's try it over here. You want to give you a call?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try this out.
All right, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, lovely. Let's do this. So you said this is Widow?
I play Widow Soldier Tracer actually in this one, which is why I wanted to send it to you. But I do want to preface the reason I wanted this one is because it ends up being a really close game, but the enemy team has a lever. So So I was like, how are we losing this? Because it was 4v5 and they like almost beat us a few times.
Really?
Because they end up getting it all the way to third point OT.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, we could take a look, I guess.
I had a different game too. If you don't want a lever that was pretty close, that was 5v5.
I would prefer 5v5s just for the sake of practice. If you have another
yeah.
code, yeah.
I have it open. I don't play Soldier or Tracer in this one, but I do play a lot of Widow, and I do lose this game actually.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. If we have extra time, we can always use this code afterwards as well. If you have any specific questions with Tracer or Soldier.
Let me type out the code.
You could also just read it out loud to me if you want.
Okay. GET59K.
Okay. Wait, GET? Sorry.
Oh, P, not T.
GPT and then 59A?
GEP.
GEP 59A?
K. Like kangaroo.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a lot of letters off. Okay. We got this now. All right.
Yeah, this is the right one.
Let's take a look here.
I do goof right in the beginning of this. This is pretty rough.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Now, I've been coaching a lot of Widowmaker recently, and I know it's super corny, but like, what is the character good at? Let's just so we're very clear.
Obviously getting picks, but I think that like the most important part of Widowmaker is that she like changes the way the enemy team plays more than like any other character.
Sure. In what way?
She can control sightlines a lot and like make it so like an Ana can't peek a certain lane.
Sure.
And she kind of just like slows the game down a lot.
Sure. Okay. It's a good way to put it.
But yeah, I fall off there.
That's fine. Oof. Okay. So I would proactively, before this fight even starts, like before the round starts, just go ahead and toss your Venomine on an angle. Try and do it to where they don't hear you from spawn, but definitely like, cause like you got to look at this here. Like this becomes way scarier because you don't have the Venomine already there. And think about it this way: if she gets Venomine, she's gonna do one of two things. She's either not going to peek, in which case you win, right? Or she is going to peek and you have wall hacks, right?
Mhm.
Really important that you use this here. Besides that, there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, you've had a couple of shots. Maybe you're moving a little bit too much on your first fire, but there's not a. You just need to hit the shot, and that's pretty much it. Now here, I like this positioning a lot. Right, this sightline feels very oppressive. Now it might change depending on what the enemy team does. Nice. That'll do. Okay, let's keep going. Nothing really to say. You hit the shot. Congrats. Nice sightline. Hey, I'll heal her. All right. Nice. Okay. So this is a great frame to pause it at. Okay, so obviously we'll have to talk about the Reinhardt in a second, but obviously let's talk about the Widow pick first. What does the Widow pick and how is it relevant to you? What do you need to do?
Well, I think if the Widow was better, she definitely would have killed me there.
Let's just talk about the theory of Widow. Let's talk about the theory of Widow first. Because you're right. Like let's not get sucked into the details right now. How do you win a Widow duel?
I should have had like a Venomine there, maybe.
Sure.
And probably just played like a more cover. I feel like I'm very in the open.
Okay. Here's the other thing to consider as well. Why is this Widow going for a grapple shot? Do you see this?
She knows where I am.
She knows you. Do you know where she is?
No.
It's the most important thing when it comes to Widowmaker 1v1s. I would say it's more of a factor than even mechanics. which is a hot take, I know, but I do think it's slightly more important than even mechanics, is to have a scouting advantage. So whether that's, your team kings or you hear her shot or she hears your shot, everything. Now, obviously, at this point in time, I think the problem is that you probably didn't know that they had Widow.
No, they didn't. Yeah, they switched.
Yeah, so they caught you by surprise. But from here on out, this is a game of hide and seek, essentially, where you are going to be taking shots and repositioning, taking shots and repositioning, and listening for her shots to try and punish her. Now, the question is why is usually the Widowmaker 1v1 more important than anything else for you as a Widow?
Because like it enables my team. It allows them to be able to take more open angles.
Sure. Why else? What's stopping you from peeking and sniping this Autumn Mercy Ash now?
Oh, the Widow, yeah.
Right. So you're basically contesting each other from contesting each other's supports. The Widow that wins the duel has free reign to do whatever she wants, usually. And not only that, but really, if you think about your threats, who's really the only person that can consistently kill you on the enemy team now, right?
Yeah, the Widow.
The Widow. Or, I guess, Reinhardt. but in general, it's going to be Widow. So she's your biggest threat. She's the easiest to kill, most important to kill for you and what you want to do. So you need to prioritize that. And the biggest thing with the hide and seek is the reason why the hide and seek is so important is not only do you catch her off guard, but really, like, even if you were to know that she were to grapple shot at some point in time, you don't really know where to put your crosshair. Do you put it here? Do you put it here? Or do you put it here? You kind of see what I'm saying? Whereas she knows, regardless of which one she peeks out of, her crosshair is already lined up. So what she does is she makes you flick your crosshair, which, as I imagine, on console is even harder than it is on PC. So you need to avoid moving your crosshair as much as you possibly can in the Widowmaker duel, which requires you to be really, really intelligent with how you position and how much attention you're paying to the enemy teams, the enemy Widow's positioning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like right now, this is just silly given your HP, to be honest with you. Your priority here is like, what's your priority as soon as all this chaos goes out, right? Widow knows you're there. Ash is shooting at you. What's the priority?
I probably should have just gone like into the doorway to the left.
Exactly. Because even if you grapple here, the Widow shoots you here now. Ash shoots you here now. Like there's nothing better about being here, and obviously scoping in is just hubris. So, okay, let's keep going. Now, all that time, they just go Reaper.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's still good to know. Drop that Venomine again, right? You got nothing else better to do right now? Throw the Venomine, then scope out. And also, now that they're on Reaper, where should you really want to? Where should you be?
Probably back up on that high ground thing.
Yep. Maybe not exactly on that high ground if you don't want to. Maybe you could be unpredictable and go on the floor here. But you definitely don't want to be close. When's a good time to pop in for sight? We're gonna throw everything your way. We're gonna talk about Venomine. We're gonna talk about ult, Widow duels. Now let's talk about your ultimate.
I think if there isn't a Widow, probably just like towards the beginning of a team fight.
Works for me. Make it awkward for them. Do they want to wait it out and then right as the fight starts? That's super uncomfortable. Or do they want to push into it? That's also super uncomfortable. So
no one can hide from my sight.
I think this is a good time, personally. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it was a good time.
The Ashe is just coach gunned up, so then she's kind of isolated. Now this Ramontra has to walk in. And so you're like, huh? Now the Ana has to peek you. That was a bit of a jump scare. What was that?
The Reaper TP.
Jeez. Nice. Good insight. Don't peek that. You're 15 HP. Never fight fair. Honestly, actually, that's not even true. Fight fair if you want to, but never let them fight at an advantage, right? Because it's so much easier for it to just whittle you down than for you to hit that shot. Okay, well, there's the swap that we know and love. Okay. Now,
I don't love it, but
I've had the misfortune of playing into very good Widowmakers when I've been limit testing on Sombra. Limit testing is in throwing on Sombra. And basically, Widows that are really, really quick to react, Venomine, know where their team is, kind of do a little bit of everything well, can actually be really tricky to get to. And if I don't kill you, you will most definitely kill me. So obviously, it's very frustrating to play versus, of course. But first off, again, did you know that they were on Sombra here? That's the most important thing.
At this moment, no, but I do catch on. I think pretty soon.
That's too late.
Yeah,
right?
I should be pressing tab.
Right. That's the second time now, right? That a very relevant swap has occurred. And you have to understand that, like you said, Widow's biggest thing is that you think that she's the most likely individual to change how the enemy team plays. Remember we talked about that at the very start of the review?
Yeah.
So what do you think they're going to do when they see Widowmaker at least half of your games? They're going to swap.
Yeah,
Ball,
all the time.
Sombra, Widow, Hanzo. They're going to do so. If you're not prepared for these swaps, then you're going in a disadvantage. Not a neutral. You're going in at a disadvantage because you don't know what they're on. Because right now, Sombra, predict where the Sombra is. I'm going to predict.
She's probably either on the far right side doing a flank or just already behind.
I think she's on the mega, or she's coming up from the mega stairs. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
right. Almost exactly where she was. Right. So, what could you have done about this? You see the Sombra swap. What do you do?
I could have put a Venom Mine on that staircase.
Sure, that's proactive action. Okay. Now, what is going to be your reactive action?
I will probably drop down into that room to the left.
But you see, one of the things my dad used to always tell me when I played baseball, this is something I bring up all the time, is that he said you always should know where you're going to throw the ball before the ball is hit. And so right now, when this Sombra decloaks and tries to kill you, there's going to be a very, very brief moment of panic. And you're not likely to always make the right decision under that circumstance, right? Because why? You didn't think about it. You didn't expect it to happen. So it's a surprise. Like if somebody just knocks down your door here with a big hammer and starts to chase you around your kitchen, you're probably not going to be very well equipped to that. But if I said, hey, Noah, there's going to be a guy with a big hammer jumping into your room in about 5 minutes with a big hammer, get ready. You're still going to be like, wait, what? But at least you'll have an idea of I'm going to call the cops or I'm going to, grab a bigger hammer or something along those lines. One of my better analogies, if I do say so myself. So, you have to come up with an idea. Like I asked you where do you go, you know where to go. But are you going to go there, or are you going to go there immediately, or are you just going to panic? Nice shot. Oh, crap. Panic. That grapple was bad. And you see that? Do you see that? Do you see your response? Yeah. It wasn't terrible, but you reacted slow. You grappled the wrong way instead of just grappling to your supports or to your mini. And now you're still at a really high risk of death here. By the way, how did this Sombra's worse than I am? What happens here? What happens here? I have to know. Right in the rump. There's just no way. There's no way.
Wow.
There's no way. Oh my gosh. This is. Oh my gosh. You got absolutely so lucky. That is ridiculous. But you see what I'm saying? Look at how slowly you react and how you react really poorly. Is it because you're stupid? No. You just didn't expect it. And that's what better players do. They don't just react faster. They also know how to react because they've reacted 100 times. And they also expect things to happen. So it makes it easier to react to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, Shirley, I honestly don't know why she came out here. I'm not going to lie with you. I probably would put my Venom Mine where?
Either just on the the elevator thing that you took up.
Yeah. That would have been fine. You could have put it in here too. But yeah, 100%, that would have been totally fine. So you get very fortunate again. This is a real human being. Okay, well.
This diamond.
No, trust me. I'm making fun of this because this is what my Sombra gameplay looks like, and it's bad. Nice shot, nice angle readjustment here, by the way. Ballsy, and by ballsy I mean stupid. I'm honestly kind of messing. I feel like this fight was probably lost given that they already had a tick, but I get it. I mean, you hit a couple of crazy shots. Nice shots. Bad tab pressing, which meant bad reactions to what they threw at you. Positioning was okay. Any questions?
Not really. There's no excuse for just not pressing tab every couple seconds.
Right. What is it in console?
It's on.
So-
I have like the big middle button because I'm on
Okay.
PlayStation.
Okay.
It's very easy to hit. There's no excuse.
Okay. Sounds good. Huh. Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to grapple there.
See me? Watch this. You see this?
Mine's at 100. I don't know what that does.
I'll show you what it does. It does exactly what you just saw right there. One of the stupidest settings to have. I don't know why they have it as it is. But basically what it does is it tries to help you, right? Because like you're a dum-dum, right? You can't aim your grapple accurately. So if I'm aiming, like let's say I turn my sensitivity to what you have, 100. I'm aiming for this, right here, but I'm a dum-dum. I'm not actually aiming for that. I'm actually aiming for this right here. So watch. Oh, wait. You see that? It automatically locks onto a ledge for you, basically. So the problem with that, though, is if you're not bronze, you'll probably accurately put your crosshair where you want it to be. Like maybe you want to like catch it off this roof and like cancel it, and like launch yourself, right? But if it's at 100, it's gonna lock where it thinks it wants you to go. With 25, I could be like, you know what? Screw this ledge. I want to grapple right here. And it'll be like, are you sure? Okay. And it'll let you. See that?
Okay.
So if you look at your crosshair, you're like, I put my crosshair where I wanted to go. Why did it? Because it bugged out and it locked into another ledge that thought it wanted you to go. It'll prioritize ledges for you when you don't necessarily want it to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So definitely turn that to at least 50, if not lower, if you have halfway decent aim. And you do. So it's better to blame user error than to blame the game. You know what I'm saying? So changing the sensitivity means that if you mess up your grapple, it's your fault, not the game's fault. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm helping. Okay. Okay, let's talk about first shot accuracy. Something that every Widowmaker needs to know. Do they know where you are right now?
No.
Okay, so then how important is strafing on your first shot?
Not important at all.
Okay, so how important is it in a negative fashion? What does it do to your aim?
It just like it's moving my crosshair.
Right. So when you take the shot here, you've just made your shot 47.8% harder. And you've made their shots 47.8% harder, or if not more. But it doesn't matter because they don't know where you are. In addition, you're playing the character where you only have to hit 1. So right now, you're dancing the rumba right now when nobody even knows that you're here. Right? I mean, this is something that's important for really every hero in the game, but it's unbelievably important for one-shot hit scan characters, right? I'm gonna be honest. This is really stupid, but you know what? The timing was good. The shot was good. So I'm a hindsight coach. If it worked, it was a good play. Okay. Now, in addition, expect the Sombra, right? So when you've used your grapple,
I should have put the Venom Mine behind me on the
elevator
thing.
Right. Because the funny thing is that this positioning's not even that bad necessarily. BAP might contest you, but like they don't really have any vertical mobility, and there's only one path that a Sombra can take. But again, we just didn't expect it. Gee, I wonder what else Sombra's going to do at this point in time. Unironically, SMG is actually pretty good here. Yeah. This is some Twilight Zone stuff, I'm not going to lie. What is going on? There we go. It locked. Don't fight fair, right? As soon as I see heal station and he ducks behind here, honestly, I don't really want to play this game, right? Because he has the advantage. Now you're like, oh, I could have hit the shot, right? But you're already low. He just has to hit really one helix here. He has to hit one shot. You have to hit one shot. But the difference is that his shot is a lot easier to hit than yours right now, right?
Yeah.
So why fight dirty? Like, why let him fight dirty? It's the same thing with the Ashe earlier, twice, right? Don't play that game. You're low? Hide. Get healing. Hey, come on. I mean, you gave him the fight, right? Just gave him the fight. You could have let your Ana heal. You could have just ducked, and then we do funny Reaper things. Let's see if there's any more Widow in here. There is. Okay, let's take a look here. Any questions so far?
Not really. I feel like, yeah, I think in this game, I was really frustrated because I was just like, man, this new Sombra rework sucks, but there's definitely things I could have been doing better.
Yeah, and the thing with the new Sombra rework too is that, like, and again, speaking from someone who has, and I'm not going to even tell you how many hours I have on the new hero, is it's like so much more risky, right? Like, you just, if she makes a mistake, she dies every time. Every time. Even the best Sombra in the world, at least that I know of right now, Samito, right? He had like a 7.5 deaths per 10 or something like that. Like, you won't find bronze tanks with that many deaths per 10. So it's like, you know, if you expect and punish it, like, it actually feels really bad for the Sombra too. Okay. I like the grapple. There's no Sombra that you need to grapple versus, so just use it for a grapple shot. Take the top, works for me. Now you could also take, well, first off, let's talk about the Sightline. What do you think about the Sightline? Good, bad?
I think it's good, especially because that Alari's right there.
Now what about this Sightline? Or this Sightline?
That one's probably better.
Why? Your instincts are correct, but interpret your instincts.
I feel like on the high ground, my best shot is against the Alari, which is good. But in that side room, I like have a shot on the Mercy, the Ashe, the Alari, the Jugger Queen.
Now stop.
I'm making it.
If you don't mind me interrupting you, because you're 100% right. But why does your target selection become so much like a buffet? Right? Why? What's different about this position that allows you to see everybody, but where the high ground actually doesn't let you see everybody?
There's just a lot of cover in the way.
Why is there a lot of cover in the way? Because cover is dynamic, right? Like, you know, this wall could provide cover, this wall could provide no cover. It depends on your point of view, right? So why is there so much cover between you and the enemy team in high ground? What are they thinking? Where's the threat from the enemy team coming? Focused on the high ground, right? So why? Because look at your diva. Look at your Batiste, right? So if I'm this Iliari or the Ashe or the Mer, I mean, look, they're hiding from this high ground. You see this?
Yeah.
But they're not hiding from here. So you've just unlocked the power of, you know, I mean, you're aware of these, I know, but just a good reminder, you unlock the power of the off angle, right? Where you say, oh, you're all hiding from this threat. No, you're not, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, as Widow, you want to find an off angle that has a nice sightline that's not too close, but we have one. Use it. So I think this is fine, but fine is not good. Right? How many targets do you have on your screen?
Just one.
Just one. And the other fun thing about off angles is that, gosh darn it, the enemy team uses them too. So if you don't take the off angle, the enemy team will. And your team is so smart. Everybody grouped up. Wasn't that nice of them? But that's bad because...
Oh, he does hit this, yeah.
You should have been there, right? I don't expect you to even necessarily get the kill, but you're the smoke alarm. You're the one that's providing the threat and then running away if you get pressured out. That's why grouping up is bad. Look at your team's vision right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even going to time it perfectly, right? That's it. GG's. And not only GG's, but GG's. And GG's, or almost GG's, right? Look at that. One flank, and you've lost this fight. Wild, isn't it? Meanwhile, you know, good job grouping up. It's funny is you're even aware of the flank, but it doesn't matter because there's not a lot you could do, right? Take an angle, take a sightline. It's going to significantly increase your chances of getting a pick, and it will also significantly reduce the enemy team's chances of taking that very same angle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's that grapple sensitivity.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's not your fault. That one, again, is like your crosshair is aimed correctly. It's just the game's stupid. So fix that setting. You won't have to worry about it. Now, you want to get how in depth in the micro do you want to get with your Venom Mine here? Because I got some juice for you.
I mean, as in depth as you want.
All right. Well, I'm gonna lay it on you. This Venom Mine is stupid.
Yeah.
Why?
It just doesn't provide anything other than maybe like a little bit of tick damage on their tank.
Right. But surely that's not negative value, right? So might as well do it.
I mean, I already almost have my ult, and then that just feeds them their support ults.
You're thinking too hard. you went to like the 7th dimension. I'm just aiming for the 4th or 5th dimension. Okay. What's the whole point of Widowmaker? Is picks, right?
Yeah.
What did you just say right now by throwing this in my? Listen to this. If this Mercy's paying attention, what did she just see?
Oh, she sees where I threw it, so they know where I am.
It doesn't just see where you threw it. It also makes a noise.
Yeah.
Hey, wonder where the sniper is. Oh, there she is. Right? And obviously this is not something that they're in any position to like care about right now. But a lot of teams, even at your rank, will. 25% of the time, 30% of the time in Diamond, people will pay attention. They'll react. Don't Venomine. Venomine ahead of time, Venomine where they already know where you are, or Venomine where they can't hear you. But if you Venomine here, you're like, hey, I'm over here, right? That's not good, right? That's not good.
Yeah.
You need to be sneaky, right? And also this positioning is something else. So let's, instead of just saying snide remarks, where would you go instead? Where's an off angle, long sight line?
I could do high ground, or I could do that same low room.
Yeah, same thing, right? Even over here, like we did the box, right? This is totally free. Totally free. Just walk right through this door, and then there you go. And again, your Diva's on the flank, your Baptiste is pushing here, your team's on the high ground. Nobody is thinking about this. And you look at how the Iliari like rotates, she's like rotating away, and she actually walks right into where you would see.
Yeah.
And for sights are good? Why on earth did your Bap lamp? What did he see? Okay, well, that was something. These shots are impossible, man. Like, I mean, look at this. Like, how are you supposed to hit these shots, right?
Yeah.
At least you're grouped up, though, right? Oh, my gosh. You know, this is where the difficulty of Widow really is, where, like, if they were to go Sombra, I would still take this sightline. You would just have to be, like, hair on the trigger, immediate grapple up, right? And you'd have to be super, super fast, and you'd still die sometimes. But in this situation, when they have literally nothing to control that angle away from you, no mobility, no ball, no nothing, you're trolling, right? There will be some games, some maps where Widowmaker feels miserable. But if you don't take the free low that's given to you right here, you know, I got nothing to say, right? Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You're wasting these mechanics, bro. You're wasting these mechanics. All right, and then we tilt swap back to Reaper here. Okay, so would you like to go back to the Junkratron and watch a few fights from that?
We can. I play Widow and Soldier a lot. I also have another replay code that's all Tracer. But
what would you prefer? We got 15 minutes, so whatever you'd like.
Maybe a little Tracer, because I feel like
works for me.
We're gonna see a lot of the same errors almost every time.
Sure. I just want to make sure that. Sure. Okay. So where do you want me to type up your notes really fast while you're pulling up that code? In this Discord or the other one?
The other one, preferably.
Other one. All right. Widowmaker. Now, what's the number 1 point? Let's get a couple of things. Let's aim for 3.
I feel like just my positioning.
With what? In regards to what?
Maybe not grouping up with my team so much, trying to like find off angles, but like safe off angles. And then my like Venom Mine usage, making sure I'm not just like chucking it and like it's useful to my off angles.
Don't just use it. Use it for scouting, controlling flank, etc. Okay. And then anything else?
Um,
Press tab.
what?
Press.
Oh,
Press.
don't move too much when I'm
Oh,
taking
oh,
my
oh,
first
oh,
shot.
oh, oh. First shot advantage. Don't move. And also press tab.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Press tab to scout threats. And this one is, I would say, even more important for you as a Widowmaker player, as we talked about earlier, is just because the number of times that you're going to get counterpicked is more so than probably almost any character in the game, besides like Wrecking Ball or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Tracker time. Got a code?
I sent it in the chat.
I got it.
say-
No, I got it. Slow. All right, let's look at our tracer here. This is the same support. You stack?
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. It's funny because Q sounds like QT, but yeah, it's really clever. Now, Tracer. We did the quick TLDR with Widow. What's quick TLDR with Tracer?
I used to be like a Genji main. I have like my most hours is on Genji, so I
Yep.
usually play Tracer the same as I play Genji, kind of.
Sure. Okay. And how is that? What does that mean?
Like flanks and off angles, pretty much like as consistently as I can, and then like picking out the easiest target and just like making their life miserable.
Sure. One of the nice things about Tracer is that she's very flexible with the angles that you can take. Like you can go for backline, assassinate backline. If the backline's like Moira or Lucio and it's impossible to assassinate, you could also just hold the angle here and control the angle here, right? Don't let them take angles, poke the tank even. She's not very good versus tanks, but you can also just control space. So like versus this, you're on the distraction on backline. I don't like you blinking through the enemy team. I would prefer you, if you're on the backline, to stay in the backline. Shoot, distract, and or to hold an off angle like here or here even. But yeah, let's take a look here. Appreciate the discipline with not recalling there. Good. And honestly, this fight is just kind of rough, right? This first fight is really hard because it's just the stupid glass gets in the way of your flanks. So, how did she know?
Probably my blinks making noises.
Actually, not even. I'm gonna turn up the audio a little bit. How loud can you get your audio on your phone?
Pretty loud.
All right, let's try this out. Listen. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Your clompers. Your footsteps way too loud. How easy is it to crouch on console?
Not that easy, but I have thought about changing my crouch button to make it easier.
Okay. Because the nice thing about it is that you generally, at least on Tracer, you just have to crouch situationally. You don't have to crouch all the time. But this is one of those situations. Because this is pretty rough. Now, that being said, don't do this.
Okay.
Stay here. Be patient, but stay here. Now, I will say that your off angle is very deep, so you might need to be careful. You can go grab a mini over here. You can grab the mini over here. Look at where your team is fighting, right? You want to set up an off angle around where your team is fighting, but be very careful about grouping up too much. As we saw earlier with Widow, it loses value because you won't be able to shoot. Because like when you group up with your team, what are you looking at right now? You see how scary this feels? Right. And all looking in one direction. With your HP, you need to be very cautious about that. Okay. Ha! Cheeky. I mean, this is really strange, but sure. It's fine. This character. This character. Right. So, there's not a whole lot to say there. I think you going back there to peel was okay because it just didn't feel like you could really get to backline easily up front. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. I think this has been a pretty weird map. Let's just let it play out and see what we can get. This poor Chunker Queen. Right. Right. I mean, I guess it wasn't a terrible pull, but yeah. Good angle here. Nice. Good. No. Why is this not so great?
I'm being squished. Like I'm in the middle of multiple people.
Okay. That's one, but there's something even more important. Look at the bottom right.
Oh, I don't have recall, and I am about to be out of the links.
Right. So you're down one blink, but more importantly, you're down your recall. So that this is a high risk, high reward play, but you don't have the cooldown that enables that high risk, high reward play to actually work. Right. So I don't mind this if you had an extra blink and maybe your recall. Definitely your recall. Without your recall, no. I have a feeling you're probably going to die here. Whoop. Almost. Have your recall so we can stay here. Yeah, good. Moira is a menace. What do you see here? We should watch very carefully. Why are so many people chasing you?
I'm like fully alone.
You got me?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So then now, what's the problem? Because you're back closer to your team now, right? Well,
The soldier has like a really good off angle on me.
and do you have an angle on the enemy team, or do you have a way to stopping their off angle right here?
Not really, no.
Not really. So this is the prop. This is why timing your pressure from an angle is so important. Because if you mess it up, you run back to your team, and now you don't have an angle at all. Right? Keep that in mind. So what do you need to do differently this fight? Let's go back a little bit. We're pointing out errors here, but like what needs to be done different?
I think the angle I was taking was good if I waited like 15 seconds.
I agree. Maybe not even 15 seconds, but yeah, 100%. 100%. Just a little bit more patience with when you're pressuring here. And this feels a lot better. So then you don't have to be here when the fight actually starts. Because you see how much more stressful and crappy this fight feels. It feels like you haven't done anything. And to be honest with you, you really haven't done anything. But that's not because your mechanics are bad or you're bad at the character necessarily. You just were not in a good position. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
Again, I probably should be waiting because we're missing a support.
Yeah, but your tank isn't waiting.
That's a hard the stagger central of lower elos. Like, should I try and help in the 4v5 or like?
This is how you answer this question, all right? If you can wait for 5. But what's more, 1 or 3, right?
Yeah.
So fight with the 3. If the 3 are fighting, fight with the 3. If the 3 aren't fighting, then don't be that guy to pull them forward like you were earlier. This is fine. Good. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my days. That is a horror movie. Wait. She doesn't know? Okay, yeah. But you were on a good angle initially. I know what you're doing. You're going for pulse home, no?
Yeah, I was.
How should you go for a pulse home in this situation?
Probably go around to the bastion in the back.
Don't push forward. Don't do it. You run. They weren't even aiming for you. Look at this bastion. Look. He didn't even know you were there, right?
Yeah.
Had no idea. So just take what's given. Just take what's given. Take the angle. This character is a great duelist, but as soon as tanks and supports and things start to stack, things get really ugly. I mean, even your approach here, right? So you're like, oh, I'm going to pulse the bastion, right? Is the direct path the best path for this?
No, I could have gone to the right.
Wrap right. That's 100% the better solution. Easier to pulse and safer. Little early here. Uh-oh, you're stuck with your tank. Oh, dear. One of the tricky things that you might have to deal with is that, like, you'll take an angle and your team groups up with you. Has that ever happened to you before?
Yeah.
And you're like, crap. But that's why God gave Tracer speed. You have 10% extra movement speed. You have your blinks. So if you're like, I'm on an off angle, guys, look. And you're like, come on, guys. You know what you do? You go wrap around behind and you just play run away. You take an angle here. So, because this feels terrible too. Again, it's like all the spam damage. You're eating everything. They weren't even aiming for you. Yeah, okay. But your Tracer's fine. We talked about hero pull earlier. And obviously the mechanics of this character are very difficult. But I don't look at this and go, oh yeah, this guy is bad Tracer. This guy shouldn't play Tracer. This guy is not good enough for Tracer. This is fine. This is fine. If you wanted to have a Tracer Widowmaker hero pull, you could. That's the takeaway. Again, wrap.
Yeah.
Wrap. And the funny thing is you could even look in this situation here, and maybe you don't even shoot Grav. Maybe you shoot the Life Weaver, or if you do shoot the Grav from here, so the Life Weaver shoots you instead of going for the pull, right?
Yeah.
This just feels so scary. Oh, okay, good. Now you're cooking now because you have this angle, right? And you also have a mega health back. Use it. And I feel like you're gonna run back to your team. I knew it. It's very, very actually more dangerous for you to do that. And it also makes it harder for you to actually get good damage pressure. Okay, good. Yes. Excellent job. Element of surprise. This guy's cooked. Look at that. By the time he lands like his first bullet on you, he is 63 HP. Nice job. That was really good. Okay, there you go. See, nice. Now, you see how this was frontline a second ago, but now this is the off angle? You notice that? It's weird, isn't it? Nice job. All right, get him. Perfect. Again, he has to drop. Perfect. You're smoking. This is great. I mean, this is great. Okay. Let's stop there. And let's give you some Tracer goals. What are you seeing with your Tracer so far?
I think my timing is maybe a little too aggressive.
Okay.
And like, I need to stop blinking through people.
Stay on the periphery / outside whenever possible.
And don't go for risky plays without recall.
Front line. Go for more aggressive plays with recall. Okay. Pretty simple. I would say that your mistakes with Tracer were pretty standard for the character. I think mechanically you were fine. So that should be comforting. And all you need now is just practice. Practice, and obviously practice on a tighter hero pool and no more Reaper Rage swaps. Because the thing is, it's like Widow, Tracer, Ashe are definitely hard characters, but there's not a single situation where Widow, Tracer, or Ashe will be a bad character. There will always be one of those characters will be viable. It's going to be up to you to figure out when it is.
I feel like my main worry was like trying to, because like Widow and Ash are flick based and Tracer is like tracking,
Yes.
and I didn't know if I was like messing with my mechanics too much.
It can be. It's an extra challenge, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's not enough to prevent you from going at it. Just understand that you're gonna have a little bit of extra challenge mechanically, but not enough so that I would encourage you to move away from it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Would you say so? You said for like practicing, Vaxa is the best, or like deathmatch?
A Vax or deathmatch, yeah, for console, 100%.
Okay, because I like don't do any deathmatch, so I'll probably start doing that more.
It will help a lot, probably more so with your Tracer than anything else, because you're going to get really, really good at like 1v1ing people and playing around their CDs, and your blink movement will improve a lot. So I highly recommend that. I think Vax is terrible for Tracer, because you have like basically infinite blinks, which is like really bad habit, right? So I would say just focus on Vaxa for like your Widow or Ash aim, and then use Deathmatch for any of the three, but especially Tracer.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, I will chat with you later. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to message me.